Brenda Quintana coming to you from the Beehive. It's Tuesday again and time for another Casing Tuesday card. Today's card that we will be casing or copying is on page 13 of the catalog. And it's this card right here using the Birthday Bloom stamp set. Now, I didn't have the stamp set, so I had to find a different way to make this card. This is the card I came up with, and instead of using a stamp set for the background, I just found some pretty paper, and this one is called the Floral Boutique Designer Series paper, and then I paired that with a Great Greetings set, which is this Tin of Cards stamp set, and it has a bunch of great greetings that will look really pretty on cards. So let me show you how to make this card. To start off with, you're going to need a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and I cut this piece to 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and then I scored it in half at the 4.25 inch mark. Then all you need to do is fold it along the score line and use your bone folder to smooth out that fold. Next, I cut a piece of the Floral Boutique Designer Series paper, and I cut this piece to 5.5 inches by 4 inches. And then let's go ahead and glue this on right away. I'm using Tombow multi-purpose glue here, and I'm just going to put a thin line of this glue along the back. And this paper doesn't fit the card front perfectly. You're going to have a bit of a gap at the top and the bottom, and that was the layout of the card on page 13. So you're just going to center it with a little bit of cardstock peeking out at the top and the bottom like that, so you can see it peeks out here and peeks out there. Next, you're going to need a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, your Night of Navy ink pad. Let me open that up. And then I've got Happy Birthday already mounted on a block. I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it right in the middle of my scrap piece of paper, like that. Then you're going to need your Big Shot, and I've already got my platform over here on the side. I'm going to need a cutting plate. I'm going to need a scrap piece of Delightful Dijon cardstock. And I'm also going to need the Happy Birthday I stamped earlier. Then I'm going to need the layering oval framelets, and I'm going to need the 4th smallest smooth oval and the 4th smallest scalloped oval. The scallop oval is just going to fit right in the center of your scrap piece, and you're just going to make sure that you center your Happy Birthday in this other oval, and then you're going to run them both through at the same time. Then here you go, you've got your scallop oval and you've got your greeting oval. So now is a good time to glue these two together. I'm just going to take some Tombow again and put it on the back and glue these two layered on top of each other. Then you're going to need some Delightful Dijon mini striped ribbon, and you're going to need 2 pieces of the ribbon. I'm going to start off the ribbon at 5.5 inches in length. Need 2 pieces that are the same length. Then you're going to take these pieces of ribbon and you're going to layer them so they're kind of crossed in the center. So I'm just going to take a piece of tear and tape. I'm just going to tear off a small piece, and I'm going to put it on the center of one of the pieces and tear it off. And then when I layer these two together, kind of in a cross pattern, like that, I can put them on here. I don't have to stick this down yet, but I'm going to just cut on an angle a little piece off like that and a little piece off like that. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. Come up like that, and then just go a little longer on the other one, like that. So this will be glued to the center of the card, so I'll just take another piece of tear and tape and put it on the back and remove the backing. And then you can just stick this down centered on your card. Then you can take your happy birthday, and you're going to need some dimensionals to glue this piece down. And I'm just going to put 4 dimensionals on the back of this piece like that, and then just remove the backing off. And then center that over top of your ribbon like that. And then finally, I've got a piece of the Night of Navy baker's twine, and I already tied this into a little bow. And then you're just going to need a glue dot, and the twine is quite small, so I'm just going to take one of these dots and use my paper piercing tool and kind of fold the dot over on itself to make it a little bit smaller. I've got it now on the end of my paper piercing tool, and I can stick it down here on the side of my happy birthday. It's kind of folded over onto itself. I don't know if you can kind of see that little dot right there. And then I can just take my bow and stick my knot down into the center of that, and it will stay like that. And there you go. You've got a quick and easy birthday card. The designer series paper does all the work on this card, and we all have some of this designer series paper kicking around. So find a pretty pattern and then just add some ribbon and a stamped greeting, and you've got a card that you can make in no time at all. And remember, this is a card that I cased from the catalog. I basically took the layout of the card and chose my own colors, chose my own stamp sets, and just went with it. If you want to join in and case a card with us, please join our Casing Tuesday Facebook group. The link will be in the description below. All the supplies you'll need to make this beautiful birthday card are available for purchase on my blog. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Bye for now.
If you like this tutorial, be sure to check out all the free with purchase tutorials available on my blog. The Rollos Flower tutorial is just one of the exclusive tutorials that you can choose free with a minimum purchase in my Stampin' Up! Store.